Have you ever tried using a blockchain app and thought, why does this feel like using the internet in the 1990s? Complicated wallets, unpredictable fees, slow transactions. It all feels like we're still waiting for blockchain to catch up to modern user experience. Well, what if there was a blockchain that took the performance of Web 2 and combined it with the power of Web 3? That's where SUI comes in. Hello, contrarians. I'm Hina Tokura, and this is Crypto in a Nutshell. Today we're diving into SUI, a next-generation Layer 1 blockchain developed by Mysten Labs, with its mainnet officially launched in May 2023. SUI's promise is simple but bold, to deliver all the benefits of Web 3, but with the seamless usability and performance we've come to expect from traditional web services. And that starts with its architecture. At the heart of SUI is something called an object-centric model. Unlike most blockchains that treat everything like just a transaction or a string of bytes, SUI treats digital assets as distinct, programmable on-chain objects. That means each asset can carry its own logic, metadata, and ownership, like a self-contained smart contract with an identity. To support this model, SUI is built using a programming language called Move. Move was originally developed at Meta for the Diem project, and it gives developers strong guarantees around security and access control. With Move, assets can't be accidentally duplicated or misused. This isn't just theoretical, it's built into the language itself. Now let's talk speed. SUI is horizontally scalable, meaning it can increase its throughput by adding more resources instead of relying on complex sharding mechanisms. In testing, it achieved up to 297,000 transactions per second. That's not just fast for a blockchain, that's fast, period. And because SUI handles simple and independent transactions in parallel, the network doesn't slow down when traffic spikes. The consensus mechanism is a delegated proof-of-stake system. Token holders can delegate their stake to validators, who in turn help secure the network and process transactions. It's energy efficient, robust, and supports rapid finality. Speaking of finality, one of SUI's standout features is its near-instant confirmation times. Transactions are confirmed almost immediately, which makes it ideal for gaming, DeFi, and real-time applications. Then there's the gas model. SUI offers low and predictable gas fees, along with something called storage rebates, a mechanism that refunds users part of their gas fees when they delete data from the network. It's a small change that makes a big difference in how developers design their apps. Another innovative feature is SUI's dynamic asset creation. Developers can define custom transfer rules for assets, which makes it easier to program complex logic around ownership and access. It's ideal for NFTs, in-game items, and next-generation digital collectibles. SUI also comes with a native central limit order book on-chain. This means developers can build advanced trading and financial applications with built-in liquidity management tools, something most blockchains outsource to third-party protocols. And perhaps one of the most exciting features is SUI's user-friendly onboarding. Instead of long seed phrases or complicated wallets, users can log in using familiar web credentials, and developers can even sponsor gas fees to reduce friction. It feels more like signing into an app than configuring a blockchain wallet. So where is all this being used? SUI's architecture lends itself well to a wide range of applications. In gaming, dynamic and composable assets allow for richer in-game economies. In DeFi, the native order book gives developers powerful tools to build decentralized exchanges and trading platforms. Enterprise platforms are starting to explore SUI's scalability for real-world asset tokenization. And in consumer-facing apps, the easy onboarding process could finally make Web 3 usable by everyday users. In short, SUI is rethinking what a blockchain should feel like. It's fast, secure, developer-friendly, and built from the ground up to remove the usual friction. But as with every great project, it's not just the technology that matters. It's the people behind it. The vision, the execution, and the decisions made at the beginning often shape everything that follows. So in the next chapter, we'll meet the founding team of Mysten Labs, the minds behind SUI. They didn't just appear out of nowhere. They brought with them years of experience from companies like Meta, Apple, and JP Morgan. and a shared mission to bring blockchain to the world without making it feel like rocket science. Stay with me, contrarians. Up next is the story of the founders of SUI. In the last chapter, we explored what makes SUI so different from other blockchains, from its object-centric architecture to its lightning-fast performance and user-first design. But no matter how groundbreaking the tech may be, it always begins with the people who build it. To understand SUI, you need to understand the team behind it. Mysten Labs, a company founded in 2021 by a group of engineers who had worked together at Meta, previously Facebook. These were not just any engineers. They were the core minds behind Meta's Diem blockchain project and the Novi digital wallet. When Diem was shut down, they decided to take what they had learned and start fresh, this time with full independence and a much clearer mission. At the helm of Mysten Labs is Evan Cheng, the CEO. Before founding Mysten, he served as the head of research and development at Meta's Novi. He also spent a decade at Apple, where he played a key role in advancing systems programming languages and compiler design. Evan's long-standing vision has been to make blockchain technology both powerful and accessible, to bring it out of the realm of cryptography experts and into the hands of everyday developers and users. Next is Sam Blackshear, the Chief Technology Officer. Sam was the chief engineer at Novi and is best known as the creator of the Move programming language. Move was designed with security in mind, especially for managing digital assets. It introduced strict rules for asset ownership and access control that helped shape how smart contracts could work more safely. Sam's work laid the foundation for many of SUI's technical innovations. Then there's Adani Abiodun, the Chief Product Officer. Before co-founding Mysten, he was the head of product at Novi and held roles at VMware, Oracle, PeerNova, HSBC, and JP Morgan. His background spans traditional finance and enterprise technology, and he brings that experience into how the SUI ecosystem is built and scaled. Adeni is focused on user experience, ecosystem partnerships, and helping developers onboard easily into the SUI platform. We also have George Danezis, the chief scientist, who came from Meta's research division and has a deep academic background in cryptography and privacy. Before joining Mysten, he contributed to research at Chainspace and Microsoft, and his work has influenced many of the principles around privacy-preserving blockchain systems. Finally, Kostas Chalkias, the chief cryptographer. Kostas was the lead cryptographer at Novi and has worked on advanced protocols at companies like R3, Aribo, and SafeMarket. His job at Mysten Labs is to ensure that every layer of the SUI protocol meets the highest standards of cryptographic security. What's striking about this team is not just their resumes, but their alignment around a shared mission. After seeing the limitations of large corporate blockchain efforts, they decided to build something new, something that delivered on the core promise of blockchain, trust, ownership, openness, but without the friction and complexity that often holds it back. Their goal with SUI is to make blockchain as seamless and intuitive as any other modern technology. They want developers to be able to build without worrying about the typical pain points. They want users to be able to interact with digital assets as easily as they do with photos or emails. And they want institutions to be able to scale on-chain systems without sacrificing performance or compliance. This vision is visible in every design decision behind SUI, from the Move language and the object-centric model to the parallel execution engine and flexible onboarding experience. And this deep bench of experience is not just impressive on paper, it's the reason why SUI came out of the gate with such strong technical credibility. Investors and developers alike saw the caliber of the team and understood that this wasn't just another blockchain. It was something with real weight behind it. But a strong founding team can only take you so far. To scale a Layer 1 protocol and build a thriving ecosystem, you need capital, infrastructure, and support from strategic partners. And SUI has no shortage of that either. In the next chapter, we'll explore the venture capital firms, exchanges, and institutions that are backing SUI, and the partnerships that are helping bring it into the mainstream. Stay tuned, contrarians. Up next is SUI's investors and partners. If you're enjoying this deep dive and appreciate crypto content that actually makes sense, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who still thinks all blockchains are the same. Here, we go beyond surface-level hype, and if you're here with me, I know you do too. All right, let's continue. Welcome back, contrarians. Let's talk about something that often says more about a project than its roadmap or white paper. Who's backing it? SUI didn't come out of nowhere. From the very beginning, it attracted some of the most respected and strategic investors in both crypto and traditional venture capital. And that support has been critical in helping SUI grow into a serious contender in the Layer 1 space. One of the most high-profile backers is Andreessen Horowitz, also known as a 16Z. This is one of the most active investors in the blockchain industry, with a portfolio that includes names like Solana, Aptos, Near, Avalanche, and Uniswap. When a 16Z gets involved, it usually means they see long-term infrastructure value, not just hype. Another major investor is Coinbase Ventures, the investment arm of Coinbase. They've supported projects like Uniswap, Celestia, Aptos, Near Protocol, and Sei. Their role is more than just financial. Having a direct line into one of the world's largest exchanges helps with visibility, integrations, and institutional credibility. SUI also received funding from Mysten Labs, which is now rebranded as YZ Labs. This venture fund has a track record of backing early-stage winners, and their support often comes with access to Binance's fundraising tools like Launchpad and Launchpool. It gives projects a springboard to reach a wider retail audience. And then there's Jump Crypto, a major player in the crypto-native investing world. Jump has put money into Solana, Injective, Aptos, Celestia, and Oasis, focusing heavily on fast, scalable, and composable chains. Their involvement brings not just capital, but deep expertise in trading infrastructure and protocol-level development. Outside of these headline names, there's also a strong network of additional supporters. Electric Capital, Hack VC, Circle Ventures, Lightspeed Venture Partners, Samsung Next, and Slow Ventures have all contributed to SUI's funding rounds. Together, these firms form a strong financial and strategic foundation for the protocol's long-term growth. But investors are only one side of the story. Partnerships are where ecosystems are built. SUI has formed a number of strategic alliances to strengthen its position across compliance, adoption, and institutional trust. Franklin Templeton's Digital Assets Division is working with SUI to support builders in the ecosystem and help deploy emerging Web3 technologies. Chainalysis, the leading provider of on-chain analytics, is integrated into SUI to improve regulatory visibility and compliance tools. And 21 Shares, one of the largest issuers of crypto ETPs, is working to bring SUI to global markets through investment products that give traditional investors access to the token. SUI has also invested in education and innovation, forming partnerships with top universities, including the American University of Sharjah, University of Nicosia, and University of Macedonia, to support blockchain research and developer training. These collaborations help bring fresh ideas into the ecosystem and ensure a steady stream of developer talent ready to build on the platform. And when it comes to launch platforms, SUI has made its tokens accessible through multiple routes. Binance Launchpool, KuCoin Spotlight, OKX Jumpstart, and Bybit BuyStarter have all hosted campaigns or initial token offerings. This gave early users and communities around the world a chance to engage with SUI before the network matured. When you look at the full picture, it's clear that SUI didn't just build tech in a vacuum. It built an ecosystem with thoughtful backing, strong distribution channels, institutional bridges, and global developer access. So the big question now is, how is all this capital and collaboration structured inside the protocol? What are the economic rules that make SUI run? Who earns rewards? Who governs the system? And how is value created and shared? That's exactly what we're exploring in the next chapter. Up next, we break down the economics behind the network. Get ready for SUI's tokenomics, how the token is distributed, used, and sustained over time. All right, contrarians, we've explored the tech, we've met the founders, we've seen who's backing the project and how the ecosystem is growing. Now let's talk about what powers the SUI network, the SUI token itself. The total supply of SUI is fixed at 10 billion tokens. But what really matters is how those tokens are allocated and what they're meant to do. Half of the supply, 5 billion tokens, is held in the community reserve. This pool is used to grow the ecosystem through grants, incentives, and programs that support builders, users, and validators. Then you have 20% allocated to early contributors, the engineers, researchers, and operators who help bring SUI to life. 14% went to investors, and 10% sits with Mysten Labs as part of its treasury. The remaining 6% was distributed to early community members and testers, people who helped stress test the network before it launched. As of May 2025, around 3.3 billion tokens are already in circulation, which puts the network at roughly 1/3 of its full supply. Now, let's talk about what the token actually does. First and foremost, SUI is used to pay for transaction fees and storage on the network. Just like gas on Ethereum, every action on SUI costs a small amount of SUI, ensuring that the network remains sustainable. But SUI goes further by introducing a storage fund mechanism. This system collects storage fees and redistributes them, allowing users to actually receive rebates when they delete data. It's a powerful incentive for keeping the network lean and efficient. SUI also plays a central role in securing the network. Through a delegated proof-of-stake system, users can stake their tokens by delegating them to validators. Validators run the infrastructure, and in return, they and their delegators earn staking rewards. This staking process locks up tokens, which helps stabilize supply and reinforce long-term commitment. On the governance side, SUI token holders have the right to vote on proposals through the SUI DAO. This means the community can participate in major decisions, from protocol upgrades to treasury spending, giving every holder a voice in how the network evolves. Economically, the system is designed to be self-sustaining. Validators and delegators are rewarded on a daily basis through what's called epoch rewards. These are distributed over 24-hour cycles to encourage consistent uptime and honest participation. The storage fund, which accumulates fees over time, not only supports validators, but also generates passive yield for long-term participants. Meanwhile, the rebate system ensures that users who help reduce network load are compensated, creating a smart feedback loop that aligns incentives for all participants. Looking forward, not all tokens are in the market yet. There's a clear schedule for how the remaining supply will unlock over time, and it's managed transparently by the SUI Foundation. The foundation also oversees the community reserve, ensuring those funds are deployed to grow adoption in a way that benefits the ecosystem as a whole. All of this is tracked and publicly viewable through SUI's Tokenomics dashboard, giving the community full visibility into how tokens are flowing and being used. In short, the economic design of SUI is built for longevity. It balances security, utility, and community ownership in a way that gives the network the best chance to grow sustainably, without depending on short-term hype or aggressive inflation. And that brings us to the end of our journey through the world of SUI. We've unpacked the architecture that makes it fast and flexible. We've met the team that built it, we've seen the capital and partnerships pushing it forward, and now we understand how the tokenomics are structured to keep the network running for the long term. If you made it this far, thank you. It means you're not just here to speculate, you're here to understand. And that's what being a true contrarian is all about. Let me know in the comments which project you want me to explore next. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who's ready to go beyond the surface of Web3. Until next time, stay curious, stay critical, and most of all, stay decentralized.